Hello, everyone. Let me introduce to you a very unique, a very interesting, and I'd argue authentic workflow, which will help you maximize your reach in an extremely authentic and extremely organic way on LinkedIn. So, what happens is that you want to follow lots of, of your LinkedIn friends, connections, maybe influencers, and who write things which you want to opine, right? You have some opinions, you have something to say, something to share, but you do not discover them every time, right? The way social media platforms like LinkedIn work is that the post will appear maybe at a time when you are busy, or you may not have enough sort of mental juice to write a reply, right? So it is very ad hoc and serendipitous. But what if you actually get to know what are the relevant posts for you, which are written in, let's say, last X days? And based on what you already know, what your strong opinions are, or what kind of things you have done, what do you want to, help and sell and stuff like that, it creates an extremely authentic post. So no fluff, no, unnecessary greetings, right? So I think this is one of the very authentic ways to engage with LinkedIn, because you are doing what you anyway intended to do, but the agent is just bridging the gap. So let me show you. I just ran it like, half an hour back on a huge list of about 86 LinkedIn influencers, which, talk a lot about AI and SaaS and AI in SaaS and stuff like that. The kind of stuff where in which I am interested in. So for example, you can see things like names like Arvind Srinivas and, Armand Ruiz and stuff like that, right? So I actually want to see what they have written. I want to see if I have something to say, something to contribute, etc. And of course, I'm also interested to know that if there is a way in which my comment or my replies are basically attracting others who might be interested to talk to me, to reach out to me, to seek my help, right? So how do I do that? So first step is that we will basically scrape these profiles. So in this n8n workflow which you're seeing, and as you can notice that this is something which I've already run. So in this workflow, I've given this list of 86 profiles. It has scraped them. The input I've given is, let's say, last 3 days. So it has scraped all the posts in last 3 days, right? So as you can see, this particular stuff, the blob of notes is doing exactly that. They're scraping a post and doing a time-based filtering. After that, what is happening is that the other stuff is to determine post relevance, right? Now, there's an interesting idea. How do you even determine post relevance? Is it like the popular post? No, this is where I differentiate, and I have actually chosen the posts which are more relevant to what you already know. But how does the bot know what you already know? In order to teach the bot, I have created this list of facts about me, what I do, products and services I offer, work I've done, etc. And I have listed, what my opinions are. How do I know all this? This is just based on the things I've already done and written. So maybe this is a one-time stuff you should do, and maybe do it manually. Maybe do it with the help of LinkedIn scraper, or give it to Claude and help it to refine. But at the end of the day, this is both a one-time process as well as something which will act as a knowledge and an opinion pool. So as you can see, there is almost 21 facts about me and almost 32 opinions about me, which I have given as a seed to this workflow, right? So this is used to establish the relevance. If this particular workflow finds a post which has nothing to do with either of these, right, it will not consider it at all. And I'll show you how. So for example, we had a list of 86 influencers who had, and we had scraped almost 4,000 of their posts, right? But then we have filtered out and left about 172 in the last 3 days, and we have thrown away almost 24, right, which were not relevant. And I mean, most of the influencers I follow are in AI agents, etc. So it so happens that the most of their posts are relevant, right? But still, the ones which are not relevant have been cleared away. And now comes the last interesting bit, right? Wherein the this bit is basically checking my own past comment, in which it is seeing that how have I actually replied, right, to the post. And I'll show you a sample very quickly. It is also first choosing the kind of stuff it should say. So rather than applauding all the posts, rather than just saying, thank you comments, or, just adding onto it or etc., it will first detect what kind of replies it should do. So this is again a very opinionated sort of formulation I have done, that if the post is seeking input advice directly, use a question driven response or personal experience sharing. Very relevant, right? So there are, like, as you can see, there are about 8 odd distinctions I've done. So this particular set of notes basically filters out, so the relevant posts are already filtered out, right? So it basically divides or segments them into the style of the post in which, sorry, style of the comments which should be chosen. And actually then, based on that, again, the last fact sheet I had shown you, it basically creates a list of, creates a very authentic replies. And I'll show you in a second, right? So after all this is done, this will take a good maybe 30-40 minutes, and you have a list of comments, right? So as you can see that, there are some really interesting comment. Let's check this one post. It is saying something about meditation, cooking, inventory. So this Sridath is like, some AI scholar from MIT who's making Visuera very, very interesting platform. And I, enjoy his post a lot. So he's basically creating some kind of basically writing a post about relating China and how China basically mandated AI education and so on, right? And let's see the reply. Yeah. So this does not, like, as you can see that, I'm this particular post does not applaud it all, right? I might have shared an opinion where I might disagree, right? I might have a point of view before where I actually do not directly at least agree with it, right? And the model has actually done it. It has provided a reply which is slightly, basically different, or not necessarily sort of a sycophantic, not necessarily agreeing wholeheartedly with the post, but still adding some value, right? So all these posts are like this, right? Wherever relevant, it has actually given, my examples as well. So this is the workflow. Let me know, if what is your opinion on, would you like to see something like this? Do you think it is still authentic, or would you call it spammy? Would love to see your opinions. Thank you.